Last night, the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown event started in the postseason of 2019 with the National Series at Texas. It was Tate Lytle that came out on top after 100 laps of racing in the Lone Star State, but tonight we go dirt racing here in Rossburg, Ohio at Eldora Speedway, the half-mile dirt track that everybody knows. It's dirt street stock time tonight, 60 laps around here, Finney, in a short race. It's going to be a lot of fun, slipping and sliding on the clay in Ohio.
Yeah, indeed it is. These guys put on a hell of a show when they come here on the truck series all across the few dirt tracks they went to this season. It was really fun, really entertaining racing to watch, but here we are in actual proper dirt cars that were designed for this stuff in the dirt street stock.
So the dirt street stock, compared to a lot of the other dirt cars in the simulator, it's pretty slow.
Yeah, it's really
got
slow.
a lot of torque, not a lot of horsepower though. So what that means is it's a lot of on throttle time, and what's probably going to end up happening is we're going to see a migration up towards the wall, and it's going to be who's the most precise in these beasts that wins the race tonight.
Yeah, and it's so much on throttle, you pretty much can't floor it all the way around here. I was just doing practice laps earlier, I was just testing, just trying to get a feel for the track. You can pretty much, if you wanted to, not really a fast way to just floor it all the way around, but if you so desired, you can. And the thing is, too, we'll watch here, some of these guys can't really kick out the back end that much.
Yeah, Tate Lytle tried, and he's going to loop it right around. As see the golden sunset.
Oh, that's a beautiful paint.
Casting, yeah. Also, Tate Lytle running the Kevin Harvick throwback as he did last night.
Oh,
and
I guess this theme.
Yeah, theme for him, and I think this is a 2007 scheme for Tate Lytle. But he's got pole right now. Drew Eisenman makes a return to the series in the 77 car this time.
It really makes you reminds you how Kevin Harvick used to have good paint schemes. Now he doesn't.
Yeah, well, he went to Stuart Haas and butchered him from there.
I was gonna say the last good one was pretty much his Budweiser car. Even at
I like the plaid one that he ran at Dega. Like the dark blue and red and that was that was a neat scheme. But since it was better in the RCR days. So Drew Eisenman out on track. He's second right now in qualifying. Michael Henry in his debut in the 3WideRacing League last night in the National Series ended up running really well. Currently fourth right now. Mike Stevens showing back up again tonight in the 63. Matt Grunberg, Johnny Thomas, and more. Kyle Hanshaw's back, as is Liam Sheen, Richard Hines, Cogswell, and Close.
And Hanshaw we expect to be one of those drivers that does really well this type of racing. You're looking at Johnny Thomas here starting his lap.
And trying to slide that car around, but again, the first part of this race, the bottom might be kind of useful, but as the race goes on, I think the bottom's going to slick off, and you're going to see drivers chasing that cushion where Thomas is right now, expertly holding that thing against the outside retaining wall. So, drivers I'm looking at tonight, Johnny Thomas, Tate Lytle, and Kyle Hanshaw. One of those three is going to win this race tonight. I'm pretty confident about that. Here's Kyle Hanshaw. Was supposed to be driving the number 46 tonight. Well, he's in the 22 and ripping the way around the high lane right now. Also forgot that these dirt cars have the Camaro nose on them.
Yeah.
Versus the, I guess it was still a Camaro, the Z28 Camaro that is on the asphalt version of this car. As Hanshaw goes third quick in his number 22.
I wish we had this body on the asphalt one.
Yeah, I agree. It looks so much better.
Yeah, it looks really cool. This one does look really cool.
So the sun is setting on 2019, but we're just beginning the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown Dirt events. Starting off with Eldora. Next Sunday, we return to National Series action for the next round on that list. And then following Monday, we're right back racing more dirt. So Nationals, Dirt, Nationals, Dirt, Nationals, Dirt sounds like a plan to me, Finney, and some good combinations. Oh, IndyCar. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a really weird mix of stock cars, dirt stock cars, and then an IndyCar race at the end of it all.
That is a pretty looking race car.
Yeah. You remember back with his Jag sponsored cars?
Very tiny holes in that grill for airflow. Can't imagine those don't get clogged up very easily, but he's working his way on through, jumps to 4th on the board. What will he run on lap number 2?
Doing a really good line on the side. See, here he comes across the line.
Not an improvement, off a 10th from his best lap. He'll be 4th for the start unless someone else kicks him down the order, but no one else has currently laid down a time. Close, Cogswell, Sheen, and Hines have yet to put down a time in qualifying.
Also, like, I noticed he has the engine displacement on the hood.
Oh, that is cool. I didn't see that. That's a nice little feature. 355 cubic inches. That's a chungus of a motor there, Finian. So 60 laps tonight, really short race. But is there a rush? I mean, there's only 14 cars in this field. I mean, I think patience might help you out here, but you're going to have to be aggressive and aggressive with the right side of this car. I think everyone's going to have a couple smacks on that sheet metal.
I think a lot of people are going to do pretty much what Gerber's going to do. Track is going to reset as we end qualifying here. So all the dirt will be placed out relatively evenly across the track. So guys are going to have a lot of grip to use.
And you'll see that right here. It's going to change back over and...
More dirt.
More dirt for the green flag here tonight. Yeah. All reset. Clean and green. It's good. So there's grip everywhere right now, and that's obviously going to change over the 60 laps. Although not going to change as much as we typically see it in a dirt race, just because of how short this race really is. 20 minutes from start to finish if it goes green to the end.
Yeah, I think we're going to see probably guys run around the middle to bottom lane at the beginning, and then once the dirt starts to displace, we're going to see guys more go over to the top. But definitely I think the top lane's going to be more or less the best lane for most of the night, I think, in most of this race.
Let's roll through our starting lineup after we take a look at our conditions tonight. 77 in the air, 73 on the track. A beautiful, cool November evening here at Eldora Speedway. Here's a roll through our grid on the front row. Tate Lytle, the number 56, last night's winner in the Nationals at Texas. He's going to try to go 2 for 2 tonight in Ohio. Drew Eisenman on the outside of that front row.
And moving on back to row 2, we got Johnny Thomas in the 83 from Ohio on the inside in 3rd place. And outside of him in 4th, Matt Gurenberg in the 54.
Row number 3 in 5th place, Kyle Hanshaw, the dirt extraordinaire, and the number 22 from Ohio. And right alongside him in the 6th car in 6th, Levi Zielinski from Michigan.
Moving on back to 7th place, we got Michael Henry in the 88 from Florida. Did a great job in the Can-Am race last night. Outside of him in 8th, the 52 of Justin Coe.
9th place, Jordan McKeeboy in the 21, one of the drivers that was most improved over the 2019 season, trying to get himself a Triple Crown victory right alongside Mike Stevens in 10th in the number 63.
Back in 11th place, you got Jonathan Cogswell lining up on the inside lane. In the 27, outside of him in 12th will be Richard Hines in the 2.
13th and 14th are going to round out the rest of your field. Sam Close and Liam Sheen. Close, Carolinian. Sheen from the Midwest, 5 and 72, 13th and 14th. All right, Tate Lytle picking up where he left off last night in his number 56 Camaro. Went to victory lane after 100 laps. Very careful racing at Texas in that national car, learning that new tire model. All the stuff he learned last night goes out the window. Completely different race tonight on the dirt in Rossburg. Lytle, Eisenman on that front row. 60 laps, 3WideRacing League, Triple Crown dirt. Green flag flies, and we're racing at Eldora. And look at Eisenman drop back a couple spots to 4th already as Lytle tries to pull away.
Yeah, Eisenman got a horrible start, but here he's trying to make it up. He's going to do a slide job on the inside of the 22 Hanshaw.
Rewind for a moment as the 22 tries to gain ground on that bottom. While there's grip down there, you want to use that bottom lane. Look at Eisenman slide up in front of Thomas, and Thomas going to split the middle 3 wide out of turn 2.
Oh, and they're going to be door to door, both the 83 and the 77, both going off into turn 3. Which lane's going to win? I bet it's going to be the top side.
Now look at how much ground Johnny Thomas made on the bottom. Did he learn something there? Pulls even with Lytle. Lytle still leads the lap. Back down to the bottom again in turn 1 for the 83, and he's got the lead. Slide job up to the top lane.
You gotta watch out for, though, when you come up the hill like that, you really can't get going as quick, and there you see Eisenman immediately going back to the bottom, trying to make a pass.
Big slide in 3 and 4 for the 77. To the lead he goes, and here comes Lytle back on the bottom.
They're going to see a pattern here. I imagine Thomas or Lytle's going to go way down below. There you see Lytle trying to make that inside lane work.
77 might have gotten the wall there for a moment. There he is, big time in the fence out of turn 2. Drag race down the backstretch for the lead. Lytle edges ahead again. These guys back in 4th. very much like last night. Contact, the 83 gets a big face full of door from the 77.
He'll be alright, but he's going to lose a lot of momentum there. You see the 88 of Henry squeeze on by. Groomer trying to squeeze on by as well, and that outside lane can't get it done.
Michael Henry in the 88. His debut in the 3WideRacing League was last night. Performed really admirably in that K&N Impala. Here he is in his Camaro tonight, making up ground up to second. He goes after starting back in 7th spot, up 5 spots in 6 laps. What a drive.
And is looking really strong as well, keeping Eisenman right behind him, as well as trying to keep also Handshot Bay on the inside.
Riding on board with Jonathan Cogswell. And look at that. Is that Grunberg all the way down there? Right against the inside wall trying to make up ground.
Yeah, he's looking for anywhere where there's grip at the moment. You see Cogswell also trying the bottom lane, seeing Grunberg try it.
Lionel's pulled ahead for now as Michael Henry tries to close the gap, but it's Hanshaw and Eisenman battling for third, and two very different lines being taken right now, and that Grunberg's even trying lower than the 22 is.
It's starting to die off a little bit. I think the good ending's already been used up.
Ooh, and up the racetrack again goes the 22. Not going to be able to complete the pass, though.
Oh, Eisenman in the wall. It's going to kill his momentum, but he's able to clear Hanshaw.
Yeah, Lionel got a piece of the wall as well. That's going to let Michael Henry drift up in there right alongside. You see the 22 and the 77 get together in turn 4.
Grunberg.
And Grunberg, big slide. He hangs on.
And it's going to knock him all the way down the order, back to 8th place, 9th place.
For the lead, Michael Henry taking a look at Tate Lytle. Behind him for third. Drivers trying everything they can. Look at Johnny Thomas all the way at the bottom of the racetrack yet again. He's got major right front damage. Slides up in front of Eisenman. 77 crosses him over yet again.
Yeah, starting to single out a little bit. Starting to get a little less chaotic. You see Thomas just hit the wall a little bit.
See the dirt guys really trying to use that bottom lane while it's here, because it's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah.
So you might as well extract everything you can out of it for the time being. But Lytle's got company now.
He's got Henry all over the back of him, or I should say to his inside quarter panel. Trying to just get a lane on him, but I think passing is going to be really tough. You're going to have to pretty much make a dive and hope for the best.
Through 3 and 4, now can Michael Henry build up a run? It's challenging here to build a run because the driver in front of you got there because he's fast, and Tate Lytle is no slouch in dirt racing. And ripping the Larson line right up against that berm. Gonna let Michael Henry close in.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if anyone, I think, who was ripping the bottom lane? I'm trying to see who that was.
Hanshaw and Johnny Thomas have been the only drivers doing it so far.
There's that middle lane. There's that middle lane that has a little bit of grip. You see some guys in the background trying to use it. There's a bit of loose dirt kind of forming towards that middle part of the track, and some guys trying to take advantage of it. Groomer trying to make up for the spots that he lost.
Yeah, Jonathan Cogswell last night blew a tire in the closing laps of the K&N race in Texas, trying to rebound a little bit. Justin Kolb has taken his car off track. He's now 10 laps down in early retirement, only a couple laps into this one. Levi Zielinski up into 6th. Meanwhile, up the road a little farther, Drew Eisenman now trying to attack Hanshaw, but look, these two have actually closed in on the front two, and Hanshaw's going to dive into 3 and try to get past both the leaders in one fell swoop.
Oh, he's not going to get both.
And he's going to slide right up the middle. Look at that move. That was spectacular.
Yeah, spectacular move. Unfortunately, didn't gain anything from it.
Back to the bottom. Seems like it's a little faster in 3 and 4 compared to 1 and 2. Ooh, big hit for Eisenman out of turn 2.
I think Henry could try to, there you see Henry trying to rip that middle line, trying to get the grip of the loose dirt down there. It's going to be side by side with Lytle.
Oh, at the line, Lytle still has led the race. And I don't know if anybody else has actually led it, maybe for a lap or two.
Hanshaw almost getting into the door of the 88. Backs off just at the last second.
Eisenman back on the rear bumper. They're going to both go for the high lane through 3 and 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be pretty much the only way these guys are really going to be able to pass is by making a dive like that.
Lytle's led all but one lap. I think the only other driver to lead one, I think, was Drew Eisenman, averaging about 80 miles an hour around here on nothing but clay.
Yeah, that's pretty insane when you think about it. These guys are going faster, or should be going faster than highway speed. I'm sure a lot of people go faster than that on the highway.
You don't?
Not if I want to get pulled over.
Speed is for the racetrack, kids. PSA.
Well, it's a cop salute.
Unless you're driving the 2019 Cup Car package. I don't even think you can get pulled over one of those things. For the lead, look at Michael Henry, brand new to the series and putting the competition to the test.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing whatever he's going to be driving, whatever these guys are going to be driving next year. He's really fast no matter what he's in.
It's challenging to be fast. I mean, Dirt Oval is one of the most challenging disciplines of racing that you can be in. I mean, dirt road is also challenging, but this is a totally different kind of racing.
Whoa,
3 wide, they're going to get together, and they spin out of turn 4.
3-car spin off of turn 4, and that's gonna take them all out, at least spin them out.
Yep, well, they'll be fine and they'll be able to continue, but some track position loss for these 3. At the 1/3 mark of the race, conveniently. I think this all happened. Someone threw it up the inside, and I think it was the 77 and the 88 at the same time was coming down the racetrack. Here's a look from up above. So Eisenman throws it on in here, and the 88's coming down the track, and 77's coming up, and the 22 gets sandwiched. I don't think you're doing anything wrong there. That was just guys all kind of on a different agenda.
That was just unfortunate circumstance there. 88 was coming down, 77 was coming up, and Anja had absolutely nowhere to go.
Let's watch on board from the 83 of Johnny Thomas. He got a great view of this.
So he went from 5th to 2nd in 1 turn.
I'll take it. So back up live, and I don't think we'll see anybody pit. No point to do that. But Tate Lytle, look at how dirty everyone else's car is in comparison to Lytle.
You can tell who's the leader of the race.
Another look at it. The drivers that have been chasing everybody so far. So Henry will restart in 6th. He's good enough to maybe lead this race. He just needs some track position back. Already 1 to green here.
Yeah, I completely forgot how good
how quick the yellows are.
Yeah.
Thank you, race control, compared to like what were the short tracks that are really bad.
There's some. It depends really where you go, but there's some short tracks. It's kind of like Iowa. I think Iowa's kind of bad.
Iowa's bad, I know. We were just at one with the Elite Mods. Myrtle Beach is really bad too.
Yeah.
Coming back to the restart, Tate Lytle in command. He's led most of the laps so far. We'll see if he can lead the final 39. Green flag back in the air, and the 56 fires off. For the lead, Johnny Thomas down the inside. Big slide. Can he make the move stick? Here he goes. He's got it now. The 56 crosses over on exit.
Lytle's been really good at playing people's games of just letting them do that dive bomb and then just driving back around them. They see him do the same move on Thomas, but Thomas is now going to get the run off the corner, and Grunberg's there on the bottom.
Woo! Grunberg is now there in the fight. Hasn't really been much of a factor. Thomas sails it into 3, slides up the racetrack. Tate Lytle has to turn left to get there, and he does. Here comes Grunberg in the 54. 3 wide for the lead in Eldora.
Lytle's going to try to get it back. I don't think he's got enough. Thomas might have the lead here.
Caution behind him. Richard Hines has spun around. Gets it back rolling again. And the good thing is, if you spin out here, there's not a whole lot to hit, and you're going slow enough that it doesn't really hurt when you do hit. What happened to the 2? Oh, it's Eisenman and Hanshaw were racing each other off into 1. And they just kind of drove into the back of Hines and was just an innocent victim in this one. Sailed off in there to the 77. I think everyone else pretty much avoided damage. So Hines slides around to the back. Drew Eisenman has called it a night, Finney, and he's off the racetrack and done. And that could be the 2 cautions rule, but I really wouldn't put him at fault for the first one, so I don't think that's the case.
No, yeah, I don't think they're going to really do anything with the first one.
No.
That's just kind of a racing incident.
Yeah, he might have just taken himself out of that one on his own accord there, but caution out for the second time tonight. Have you ever noticed that sign in the background? It's cool looking.
Is that new, or has it always been there?
I don't know. Up in the top right there.
The
that's
Eldora
gotta be
Speedway
new.
thing?
Yeah, that's gotta be new. I've never noticed that before.
I never noticed it either. That looks sick. Even the lights too, though. It looks really realistic.
Yeah, we should have gotten a camera on that. Slacker.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice. I didn't know it did that.
Your graphics not turned up high enough?
Yeah, that's cool. It's actually getting bloom from the numbers on it.
Cool. It's pretty cool looking, I'll tell you that. But you know what else is cool looking is leading this race, and Tate Lytle is not right now. Johnny Thomas is actually out front when the caution flag waved. God, that is such a cool looking sign. Gotta get a camera on that front. Well, maybe we'll pull in there during interview. Look at it, just watch it cycle. Cool features. All right, almost to halfway here in Eldora. Johnny Thomas, Tate Lytle, Grunberg, and Zielinski are top 4. Michael Henry back up to 5th. Green flag back in the air here in Rossburg.
Oh,
we
and
4 wide?
4 wide
Oh,
for the lead
boy.
for a second, heading off the turn 1. Everyone going for the lead.
Oh, Thomas was real close to that fence out of 2, but used it to kind of squirt out ahead. Grunberg right around the bottom of the racetrack, still trying to find speed down there. I just don't think there's going to be a whole lot. Oh, Zielinski got hit.
He's tangling with 22 of Hanshaw. And Hansha's going to win that fight. And Grunberg not necessarily losing out. He's keeping pace. Whoa!
Contact 3 wide again for the lead.
Grunberg might have something here if he slides up in front of the 83. He's got to time this right.
And Matt Grunberg to the top spot. Johnny Thomas crosses over. He aims for the inside wall. Huge slide through 1 and 2 for the 83. He clears him and gets the lead back.
Grunberg going to switch over on him on the back straightaway this time. And here we go.
And Grunberg's going to try the same treatment, maybe a little bit less extreme. Got the lead again, halfway here at Eldora.
Wow, Thomas is absolutely chucking it into the corner of the Carl Edwards maneuver.
It only works for about a quarter of a lap, though. If the start-finish line was on the exit of turn 2, he might have a good case, but right now, the 54 is beating him. Oh, there comes Lytle again in the bottom. We haven't seen that 56 track around the inside yet. We'll see what he's got as Thomas and Grunberg almost slide together out of 2. And Tate Lytle forces his way up into second.
Oh, Zielinski sideways in the background. Should be able to save it.
Yeah, nice job. Goes behind, 3 wide behind it for a moment. Lots of dust in the air, kicking up all that unused dirt. 3 wide towards the middle, maybe 4 wide for a moment as the 2 of Richard Hines tries to recover. Here's Sam Close. I haven't talked about him a whole lot tonight.
3 wide action, midfield.
Started towards the tail of the field. Really wasn't able to do a whole lot with his evening so far. Very dusty out there, especially in turn 3.
Yeah, no, I don't remember this place being that dusty.
People driving around the bottom of the racetrack, kicking up all that dust that normally isn't driven on. Up at the front, Grunberg starting to pull away now. Tate Lytle in second is bouncing off the fence. Getting a little bit desperate here as they try to make time. Look at the 22. All the way along the bottom. He's going to clear the 83 for second and tag the 56. And spins him out. Caution. I can't imagine Tate Lytle's going to be thrilled with that.
I saw the way he was coming into the corner. I was like, oh, that's a pretty desperate dive. And then I saw him start to slide up. I'm like, oh, he's absolutely going to hit him.
Is that a miscalculation, or was that calculated perfectly? What do you think?
That was a pretty big miscalculation. Unless he was trying to do it.
Yeah, that almost got him pretty good.
That almost looked deliberate.
Gave him the old Danica Patrick. And here's another look. Boom! Surprise! Meme.
So he's put in the Miley Cyrus game like a wrecking ball.
I need a bleeper so I can say bad words. You know?
Oh, the only problem is that if you mistime that, it's gonna.
I mean, yeah. You're right.
For the one kid watching.
They shut the lights on the sign off, didn't they? Hey.
No. I guess. I don't know.
All right, hey, we're past halfway here. Do you have a favorite so far? I mean, I'm looking at that 54. He looked pretty solid when he was out front.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Has the best lap of anyone in the race.
I was going to say Tate Lytle, but now he's back in 11. We got only 20 laps to go. Yeah. I don't think there's any way he's going to be able to drive up the field unless half the field wrecks out, which could happen.
I'm sure Lytle's not super thrilled with how this has turned out for him. Started up in first, now back down to 11th, the last car running on the racetrack right now. It'll be just over 20 laps to go. Grunberg, Hanshaw. And Grunberg's chosen the outside lane for the restart. I think at this point in the race, that's the smart place to be. But Hanshaw's been doing pretty good on the bottom. If he gets a good restart, he might get the lead away. Green flag back in the air. Michael Henry's back up in the mix as well.
Here comes Hanshaw with a dive to the inside. Going to slot himself right in front of Henry.
Henry had to lift for a moment to avoid collision. Johnny Thomas still hunting around the bottom.
Whoa, almost put his nose to the inside wall. He cut the corner so close. Some time down there. Here comes Hanshaw now, looking on the bottom.
Tate Lytle in the background trying to make up for lost time. He's going to have 20 laps to get up about 9 spots. That's a tall task to do, especially with Grunberg out front. So good right now. Hanshaw scrapes the wall with the right rear tire in 3 and 4. Henry builds up a run to chase him. And Johnny Thomas on the bottom trying to beat them all.
He's still trying to work that inside lane, not working out well. It's Tate Lytle side by side with the 27 of Cogswell.
The contact. 3 wide up the middle for the 56. And he's clear of 2 more cars. Up into 8th now. Johnny Thomas going to get by Michael Henry here if he can complete this pass, but the outside is getting stronger and stronger as the laps go on out front. Matt Grunberg has found a pace that he can run and right up against that fence. Look how good he is and just hanging that car right on the cushion.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. I'm not surprised to see him on the top of the board. Hanshaw, Thomas, and Henry trying to chase him down. Look at 3 different lines, 3 different approaches to the corner.
And look at the run Michael Henry's got. He might be good enough to go chase down the 54, but he's got to dispose of the 22 relatively quickly if he wants that shot.
They give a bump to the 22 of Hanshaw, sending off to the 3.
Good run for the 22 on corner exit. No one's quicker right now than the leader. Grunberg still extending his lead. Again, champion in both the Cup Series and the Truck Series this season. Only finished 5th last night in the National car. That didn't really seem to tickle his fancy, but tonight, out front. And all his fancies are tickled tonight. Leading the race. I hope someone got a chuckle out of that.
I have a chuckle. I'm just the fact that you just said that.
For second place, a great 3-car battle here, but it's kind of a stalemate right now.
That's usually stalemate, and it's a good stalemate for Grunberg because the gap's now 1.7 seconds. You're not going to run that down in 16 laps.
Sure aren't. Tate Lytle back up into 6th.
Yeah, great recovery for him.
Yeah, again, he's going to still be disappointed, though, not having a chance to win this race.
Oh, someone's arm is itchy.
3 wide for second for a moment. Hanshaw's one tough cookie to get around, but they're still all running slower than the leader. Grunberg's found a groove to run in, and he's just taken off right now. A 1.8 second lead. For second, it's a hornet's nest.
I'm amazed at how dirty those front bumpers are.
They are absolutely
Wow,
look at that move around the 22.
Cool. And Thomas goes up the hill. Hanshaw's going to look down the bottom.
Hanshaw's going to do it right back. Slide up the racetrack. Thomas tries to turn down. He slipped. Here comes Michael Henry to fill the hole.
Thomas might get the spot here if you can time this right. The problem, he's been washing up the hill and stalling out his momentum.
Levi Zielinski's approaching this fight. He perhaps do better than 5th. 12 laps to go.
Thomas is able to hold on, but
whoa, big slide again. Look at the slides that Hanshaw's doing right up in front of the 83. Back down to the bottom goes Thomas.
Yeah, it kind of worked out because Thomas had to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting the 22.
Crossover again.
And Thomas is going to do the same thing.
Michael Henry's going to interfere with this just a little bit.
Makes some contact with the 22. That sends him sideways. Here comes Zielinski now into this battle. 4-car battle.
Hanshaw going to slide up in front. Bit of a dab on the brakes, and Thomas will pay it right back. What a move.
Yeah, Hanshaw went a little bit too far up into the wall. Made some contact, lost his momentum.
Going to be dead even through 3 and 4
here comes Lytle in the background.
Lytle trying to fight back for a top 5. 10 laps to go at Eldora.
This isn't great. This is for the lead.
Yeah, this is spectacular racing right now. These two, absolute stalemate between each other, Thomas and Hanshaw. Then it's Zielinski and Michael Henry fighting for 4th, and Tate Lytle has joined that group.
Thomas still working that outside lane. Hanshaw on the bottom. Henry's also looked to the bottom more and more as Zielinski started to win on that fight for 4th place.
And Tate Lytle, he's only got a couple laps left to do something with this group. And he might be a little bit more conservative now. And he's gotten back up to 6th.
I think he's just going to wait for an opportunity to present itself.
Caution!
One of these guys is going to get desperate.
That changes a lot of things.
Indeed it does.
8 laps to go, and Mike Stevens goes for a loop. How did this happen? It was right behind Jonathan Cogswell, and maybe these two got together. Oh yeah, Cogswell turns off into the corner, and they just get hooked together, and it was... Actually, the 27, I think, triggered the yellow. Both these cars spin around.
Yeah, I think Stevens thought Cogswell was going to go take the high lanes from the middle one. Remember, not going to be too thrilled at seeing
No,
that.
so this gives Johnny Thomas an opportunity, and now it's Hail Mary time. I mean, we've seen that Thomas and Hanshaw have been throwing successful slide jobs. That means the restart is going to be all that matters now.
That's going to be the only way you can pass. So they're going to have to pretty much do that and open sticks.
So down into turn 1, I think that the bottom lane entry is about to get bombarded, and the exit of the turn 2 wall is about to get slammed into.
I think we're going to see 5 wide potentially on the start. I wouldn't be too surprised if we did. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I would say 4 laps to go, it's going to get pretty desperate. Oh.
What are you looking at?
72 machine. It looks like he's crabbing.
He might be. Well, can't tell. Oh yeah, he's a little broken there.
I was gonna say, I know these cars are. I think they're a little bit staggered. Not in that direction.
Oh man,
it's the wrong way.
Oh, and I think he's disappeared into the Matrix. All right, so coming back to the restart. I think what we're gonna do on this one, Finney, we're gonna shut up and let the racing do the talking here. But I guarantee you, Thomas is about to send it. It'll be 4 laps to go. Coming back to the restart, 4 laps to go. Gruenberg on the outside. He's green.
Oh, and a terrible restart for the 83 to Thomas.
22 makes contact in turn 2.
Oh, they're 4 wide and behind. They're 3 wide, door banging down the back straightaway. And here comes Hanshin now looking up the inside of Gruenberg. He's going to make contact with the 454. Oh, boy.
Behind him. Nowhere to go. The 88's middle, 4 wide on the front straight. Slide for the 83 up in front. Hanshaw threw some of the 54, couldn't get it to stick. It's a mess, a wad, a catastrophe for the 88. Crash into the fence, caution out.
Oh, and Henry's going to be ending it in the fence. That's unfortunate for him after running so well all race long.
Behind that sheep's foot, there is a car. And
we should look at the camera when they crash.
We found himself a bad situation here for the 88. Here's a look. Whoop. Curious to see if we can get this on camera here. I don't know. I think
he's to the right. Yeah, he's to the right. Yeah, but
whoa. And dead stop in the catch fence. Tate Lytle also involved in it. Caution is out, but we will have no green-white checkered. Coming back to the checkered flag. Next time by, it's Matt Gruenberg who's in control of this race. And he's been absolutely dominant since he got out front. And as he leads this lap, Poliv led almost half the laps in this race. He just got out to the front and never got past again. Championship in the trucks, championship in the Cup Series, and a race win in the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown, the first of 3 events here. Gruenberg comes across the line, checkered flag waves, and Gruenberg gets it done in Ohio. Anticlimactic finish for a spectacular race, but
yeah, I thought that you guys actually were still using green white chickens for this, at least one.
But Hanshaw finishes second, Thomas in third, and I think Tate Lytle's going to be disappointed with that night after leading a bunch of laps early.
And he's leading the overall Triple Crown, which is overall point standings of all the Triple Crown events. So he's going to take a hit as Zelensky's the guy in second chasing him down, and Zelensky finished in 4th.
A little bit of disagreement there between drivers, but Gruenberg, again, victorious. He's so good at so many things. And celebration time for Gruenberg again. Okay, maybe except for burnouts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's going to be hard. These things don't have enough power.
Differential looks funky too. He couldn't get that one tire to spin. I'll give it a C. Passing. All right, here's a look at your race results. How about that? 6 lead changes. There was a lot of position changes, though. I'll tell you, we saw, I think Hanshaw and Thomas passed each other about 15, 20 times.
I was going to say, if we counted that, it would have been probably in the 40s by the race's end.
So, Eisenman, McKeevoy, Kolb weren't able to finish this race, but of course the 54 is now going to pull it into victory lane. We're going to talk to him here in just a couple minutes. Here's your winner, 3WideRacing League Triple Crown action from Eldora. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back live to SimTV here with ninth place finisher Tate Lytle in the shell number 56. Tate, last night you went to victory lane in the Triple Crown for the Nationals at Texas after 100 laps. Tonight you led almost half the laps, didn't get to victory tonight. Kind of rough and tumble out there. Walk us through your night and the finish.
Yeah, I knew as soon as Gruenberg got in front of us, it was going to be far-fetched to pass them without a restart, and Hanshaw was, I don't know what he was trying to do on that when he spun me out there in turn 4, but that kind of ended it for us, and then looked like the 88 hit the 83, came down, I came up and caused that last caution. I didn't realize we were 3 wide. I thought he was in between the two of them, but oh well, still fun. Wish it was a little bit longer race, but it's nice to be done early.
Obviously, the dirt racing was fun tonight. I thought the race would be a little bit more top dominant. It did seem like you could make ground on the bottom, but did you find speed on there on the bottom, or you mostly felt like the top was still better?
I don't know if there's necessarily speed on the bottom. You could pull slide jobs and make passes. I don't really know how much speed was down there, if that was just the line you were running, but I felt like the top line definitely was going to make the best lap times, but when you had people diving to the inside and having to check up and dive to the inside to pass them back, it was fun, but it was hard to make time when 54 is out in front.
All right, Tate Lytle, ninth place tonight after a win last night. Tate, we'll see you next week. Thanks for talking.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Moving on now to our third place finisher, Johnny Thomas. The 83 gave it a valiant effort tonight to get by the two drivers in front. Johnny, some great racing between you and Kyle, but ultimately a third place finish. Happy with that, or wish you got a couple spots better?
Well, I wish I would have won. I'm just racing these races to win now. Hopefully you guys had a fun time watching it. I wasn't too sure before the race that we were going to have a good race. I thought that top line, I thought people were just going to start wall riding, but you could do some nasty sliders tonight, and that was awesome. I had a blast. I'm still smiling. Matt was quick on the top lane. I think we made him work for it. At least we made him work for the win. I had a shot there on that with 5 laps to go on the restart, and I missed his shift. It's so easy to do with these things, and missed third gear. And by the time that happened, I was all the way back to about 5th, so I had to work my way up through there. Hanshaw almost had him, and then I wish we could have green white checkers. That'd have been a blast, but third place, I guess it's all right.
We saw you doing that dive and slide job on the 22 a bunch of times, and he did it back to you. Do you have to start kind of anticipating what the drivers around you are going to be doing to be fast around here, or are you okay with being reactionary sometimes, and is that good enough?
Reactionary's fine, but you can do smart slide jobs, and you can do really stupid ones. And you got to definitely have momentum, and you start the momentum by working the high lane, and you try to get the runoff of 4, the runoff of 2, and you got to get kind of right on the guy's butt. And then it's I don't know even know how to call it. You just kind of go in real low and then kind of go straight. Don't turn it, and just let it slide up on its own, and then get some bite, and then roll off on the top lane. It's kind of difficult to do, but it's all about momentum with these things. You got to have a good runoff to work that slider.
All right, Johnny Thomas, third place tonight in the 83. Johnny, congratulations. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Cobb. Go on.
Absolutely. Moving on now to second place, the driver number 22 tonight, Kyle Hanshaw. Kyle, a great effort there. Couldn't quite get back to Gruenberg, but some great battling between you and Johnny Thomas. Walk us through your night. How much fun did you have out there? It looked like a lot.
Oh, it was a blast. Really enjoyed these cars. They really did a good job with the stock car model on dirt. It was a decent race. All throughout the night, just searching for grip, top to bottom, seeing what lanes are working the best, and had some great battles on track. And then I got taken out there, and I think it was like a racing deal. I think the 88 or somebody came down, and we were 3 wide there, and got squeezed, but made our way back up there, and took out our teammate Tate. Felt bad for him, but I was telling him I thought he was going to be clear because he had so much momentum on that top side. I don't know if he ended up hitting the wall or something, but I actually let off there thinking he was going to squeeze by, but I just nicked him. But he made his way back up there, which was cool. And I thought that last caution come out, I was like, Oh, you got to be kidding me! Because I think I had a nose in front of Grunberg there when the caution came out, but it was definitely going to be a good last 2 laps there for sure.
Hey, Kyle, congratulations. A second place finish for you tonight. Good luck next week. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Moving on now to our race winner, champion in both the Trucks and the Cup Series this year. Matt, you continue in your winning ways tonight. Wasn't easy. Took you a little while to get there, but once you got to the lead, you were gone. Walk us through your night and the challenges you faced clawing through the field.
Yeah, I thought I'd make it a little bit easier on myself tonight. And last night I qualified fourth, and I thought I was going to be able to get up front a lot quicker than I did last night, but ended up falling back on the start there just by slide jobs and just getting shuffled back on the restart. And so I ended up starting pretty much in the back anyway, or halfway through the field. Then I had to work my way up after that, and then I got a caution there, got to catch back up to the leaders, and then and they were all running the top side, so I just figured I would try the bottom out and see how it went. We were running 3 wide there for a while, and I think those front two were crossing each other over, Tate and Johnny, and I think that allowed me to stay beside them. And then I think Tate got into me, and I think he slowed up Johnny in the process and allowed me to get the lead. And once I got the clean air, it was smooth sailing from there. Only the restarts I had to worry about, and someone dive bombing and maybe pinning me up against the wall. But Kyle ran a good race, and he kept it clean. I applaud him for keeping it off of me as I was up there when he was trying to slide in front of me or slide in front of me. So all in all, good race. We needed to win. It didn't feel too good after the race last night, but it's good rebound tonight.
All right, hey, Matt, congratulations. Victory here at Eldora, Rossburg, Ohio. Race 1 in the Dirt Triple Crown. Congratulations. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, some great shots here, Finney, in the slow motion of the dirt. Always a spectacular view. Like my computer's running on jet mode right now with all these particles. But what a spectacular race to watch. Over the entire 60 laps, we saw some great racing. Only a couple incidents, only 2 or 3 cautions, but some spectacular back and forth racing. In the bottom, you could pass down there for sure. I don't think it was really dominant one way or the other. I think the top was a little bit quicker, but that's usually how it works out. So great racing all around, and congratulations to everybody for a job well done.
Yeah, dude, that was some pretty good racing. A lot better, and someone really saying a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Some guys really able to throw some really good moves and actually make them stick, so fantastic to watch.
One last look at your results before we head off. Again, tomorrow night is going to be some Elite Modified Series action from Milwaukee Mile at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on speed51.com/Elite Modified Tour. Then right after at 9 p.m., Grid Life UK Tour, their final round from Brands Hatch. Wednesday night, Washington, D.C. region SCCA action from VIR. And that's going to do it for the rest of the week until we get back to next Sunday night. More Triple Crown action from Kentucky. Actually, are we off?
No, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee next week for this too. Ooh, 2 Milwaukee races coming up.
Which is really
surprising. We haven't been to that track in a year, and we go to it twice in 1 week. What are the chances of that?
Yeah, I don't know. And then after that, for this series, you go to Kokomo on Monday night.
Kokomo? I don't even think I own that track yet, so that'll be a fun one. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in for a nice, short 3-wide Triple Crown action race tonight. We'll see you back again next week. Have a good night.